Hey everybody, Joe here. Been a little bit busy. Haven't been able to make a video in a couple days. Well, probably more like a week. But it's been between snow and just running around life and so on. You know how it goes. But anyway, I think it's time we talk about our friendly neighbor to the north, Canada. If you recall, about a month ago, PM Carney announced that he's going to start working closely with China and may even allow Chinese military to basically work with their military, which is insane. Same guy that announced publicly, we're going to do this New World Order thing. When Bush said it, people lost their minds. When a liberal says it, it's like, oh, cool, because that's where the Democrats and liberals are, is they are now the New World Order people who think that Iran is good, who think that America is bad. You've seen it. I don't have to go into super deep detail for it. You've all seen it. However, there's been some events. About 5 days ago, this happened. Let's take a look at this really quick. This is coming from Eric Doherty on X there. Take a listen to this.
Thank you, Deputy. Good morning, everyone. My name is Chris Leather. I'm the RCMP Chief Superintendent for Criminal Operations here in Ontario. I'm going to make some formal remarks here, and then I look forward to questions that the media may have afterwards. Our community has experienced a deeply concerning incident, and I want to begin by acknowledging the worry and uncertainty many people are feeling today. Our thoughts are with everyone affected.
Well, at least the opening acknowledgement was about the people that were affected today, and not that they're on native land in which tribes. That's I've seen some of these murder and or shooting investigations begin that way from police, which is absolutely insane.
As well as those who may be feeling unsettled by what has occurred. At this stage, I can confirm that the RCMP is working closely with the Toronto Police Service and our international partners who will assist us in a fulsome investigation into the shooting that took place overnight, early this morning, at the American Consulate behind us. The RCMP's Integrated National Security Enforcement Team, INSET, GTA, has permanent positions for members of the Toronto Police Service, which further increase our capacity to conduct these investigations in real time with established and strong relationships, intelligence sharing, and tactics. At this time, the INSET team has been engaged, as this is a national security incident, and we are working with Toronto Police and others to understand the motivations of those involved. The RCMP regularly works in close collaboration with police services of jurisdictions across the country, as well as our partners with Global Affairs Canada in the fulfillment of our mandate to provide protection of designated persons, including foreign diplomats, and in relation to incidents that occur at or in the vicinity of embassies or consulates. For the moment, while the early stages of the investigation are taking place, we have increased security around embassies and consulate buildings here in Toronto and in the Ottawa region. There will be no tolerance for any form of intimidation, harassment, or harmful targeting of any communities or individuals in Canada. We want to assure that everyone's safety and security is at the forefront of everything that we do. The RCMP takes threats to security of individuals living in Canada very seriously and wants to reassure everyone that there is no indication of an immediate threat to public safety at this time.
No indication of immediate threat to public safety. Now, I accidentally put embassy on my search, so let's just change it to consulate. Is there a difference? I don't freaking know. That's one thing I can tell you I should probably look into. Let's see what happened here. Did they catch the guy? No. As of the latest reports from around March 10th through 15th, 2026, now mind you, that happened 5 days ago, give or take, the suspects involved in the shooting at the U.S. consulate in Toronto, Canada, have not been caught. The incident occurred early on Tuesday, March 10th, when two male suspects exited a white Honda CRV SUV around 4:30 a.m. local time, fired multiple shots from a handgun at the front of the building, causing damage, including shell casings and bullet impacts. Shell casings don't cause damage. But anyway, no injuries or penetration into the fortified structure. They then fled the scene, probably back to Detroit, if we're being honest with, or what is that town? Dearborn. Probably back to Dearborn. I forgot to turn that off again. Just when I get in the habit of remembering to turn that off, I get busy in life, and that's what happens. So that's how it all started, right? That's how it all started about 5 days ago in Canada. That's about the first thing that we heard about Canada. And then about the same time, same day, basically, we hear this coming from libs of TikTok on X there. Doug Ford. Let's listen to what Doug Ford has to say about Canada right now.
Have you got any indication from police that these shootings at the synagogues and this shooting at the consulate are related in any way? The same people involved?
Yeah, no, we haven't had any information on that. But again, this is just me speaking. I believe there's sleeper cells all over the world, as we know. They're in the U.S., they're in Canada here. And we have to weed these people out and hold them accountable. Because, again, folks, we all grew up here, very peaceful, loving communities all across the province. And for these people to be doing this, they need to be caught, and they need to be thrown in jail for life.
All right, so that's what Doug Ford had to say about it, and that makes plenty of sense. And you would think that that's how the next few videos would go, them throwing them out of the country, finding them, catching them. But as we saw with the consulate alone, it's been 5 days, nobody has been arrested or anything like that. So obviously not a real priority like they seem to claim. However, I'm sure they've cracked down on these particular cells because they don't want anybody to get hurt. Well, you would think so, but this is from March 13th. Mullah spotted in Toronto. Take a look. The Iranian mullahs are headed to Toronto because they're safe there. Absolutely insane. You can see right there, he's wearing his little garbage bag or whatever that is. And then he goes into the airport. So that's not a good sign. It doesn't seem like they're trying to stop terrorism whatsoever, considering that these mullahs are responsible for leading many of these attacks on our soldiers overseas over the years, leading attacks on their own people, leading attacks on other countries in the Middle East. And then we've got this. More footage. This is just a slow screen capture or whatever. There you have it. They're pointing to who they are. This is a little bit blown up and better to see than the actual video. This guy's tagging Carney. Please inform us what the type of visa are these regime thugs able to come to Canada while our beloved family members and friends cannot even obtain a tourist visa to visit the U.S. We are now hearing that senior regime figures are fleeing and Canada is their destination. This is deeply concerning. I'm going to go ahead and agree, not only just for Canada, who is clearly cooked, but also for the U.S., considering that they're right on our border. We've got other reports of this happening as well, right here. It's the same video, obviously. But breaking, the Shia cleric who was filmed at Pearson International Airport in Toronto arriving from Iran together with his family has been identified as, I'm not even going to try that, Morteza Tayyebe. He has recently obtained Canadian citizenship. Unfortunately, the government of Canada is sheltering these notorious Shia clerics of the Islamic regime, including those who have been directly involved in the killing of Iranian people. Now, of course, liberals are thrilled about this, I'm sure. The same liberals who had nothing to say when they were gunning down the what we would call here, if we were liberal, activists or protesters who were actively trying to overthrow the government in January, who were, about 40 to 50,000, depending on who you ask, were shot dead in the street. Then we have this. This is from March 14th. This is from basically yesterday. Take a listen to this. This is coming from Jim Ferguson, IRGC Shadow Network in Canada. So take a look. And if you don't know what the IRGC is, that's the Canadian paramilitary or whatever. guard, I guess you could say. And they're the ones that killed people in the streets along with the police forces, and there were some extra volunteer groups that we're now finding out also involved in that. Take a listen to this. This is Melissa Lanceman, who is an MP. And they go on to say, she warned that critics of the Iranian regime are now living in fear, with reports of gunfire targeting activists, businesses, threats within Iranian communities, and rising attacks on Jewish institutions. According to the allegations, these operatives are living with near total immunity, raising urgent questions about immigration controls, national security, and whether... Anyway, let's take a listen.
There have always been conflicts abroad, and rarely have we seen them spill into our streets the way that we have since this liberal government has been in power. We now know from the Iranian community right across the country, from many others, that there are hundreds of IRGC agents presently on Canadian soil, using Canada as a safe haven to organize and to fundraise and to terrorize diaspora communities right here at home. We have seen now critics of the Iranian regime from out west, an investigation now being treated as a homicide, somebody who is critical of that regime. We see constantly, and particularly as an MP from a region who represents many in that community, on a weekly basis, those calls coming into our office, informing MPs and at all levels of government, including authorities, that they are terrified of living within their own communities. The hundreds of agents that are here today live in Canada with complete impunity, and we have a Liberal government that has done absolutely nothing to stop it. We've seen violence against businesses, gunshots into Iranian activist businesses. We've seen terrorism in the Jewish community. We now are amongst nations that lead the world in attacks against Jewish institutions. Today we are calling on the government to table a plan to get rid of these terrorists that are on Canadian soil.
All right, well, that sounds all fine and good. That's obviously the right-wing branch of the government there. And this is also from March 14th in Canada. Take a look at this. This is also coming from Babak Tegavi, whatever. Let's take a listen to what they have to say here. Why is there no controls? What's happening?
این موقع پوستراتون رو ریموو بدین یا شیشه‌های مغازه‌تون میشکنم. و منم که حاضر برای این چیزا هستم گفتم نه ریمووش میدم نه هیچ کاری میتونی بکنی. بعد گفت I will come back for you or kill you. We, not me. We's coming back. من رفتم که تلفنمو بردارم برگشتم.
I have no idea what this guy's saying, but let's take a look at this. Supporters of the Islamic regime of Iran who have recently arrived in Canada seeking protection from the Canadian government are now beginning to attack and threaten members of the Iranian diaspora living there. This Iranian pizza shop owner was threatened with death by 3 supporters of the Islamic regime of Iran because he had posters and pictures of Reza Pahlavi, leader of Iran's opposition, on the wall of his shop. So that's what you were seeing there. I assume. I can't really rewind it. I don't know why. There's not even a mute button on the... Oh, I see what it is. This is the guy that was doing the threatening. I see. It's a video and... wow. Okay. It was a video and an image of the guy doing that. So that's where we're at there. Now, let me go back and do my search because, as usual, bookmarks works like ass on here sometimes. This is from 23 hours ago in Canada. Take a look at this. It's just escalating, guys. Let's just take a look at this. He's going to jerk somebody off. Can you believe this guy's saying that publicly? He says he wants to F you. And or, you know.
He seems friendly.
so out at Quds rally in Canada, Islamists threatened to stab and behead Canadians. Isn't that nice? Oh, that was a stabbing gesture. My bad. I just looked at the guy and thought maybe he was a little. My bad. The cops just stand there doing nothing. Why would they do anything? They're not. They still haven't found somebody that shot up an embassy or a consulate. So then we've got this going on. This is from 22 hours ago. Same account that I tried to pronounce earlier and probably butchered. Disguised as opponents of Iran's Islamic regime, two collaborators of the regime intelligence service assassinated an Iranian dissident in Canada almost 40 days ago. Canadian authorities in British Columbia have charged well, at least that happened, with first-degree murder in connection with the death of Masoud Majoudi, a former university professor who lived in Burnaby. According to the Integrated Homicide Investigation Team, Mehdi blah, 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 48, from Maple Ridge, and Arizu Soltani, 45, from North Vancouver, were arrested on Friday. Police said the charges were filed after Majoudi's remains were discovered just over a week ago on March 5th in the city of Mission. So I assume these are the. Okay, let me get this straight before I say who these people are. Like I can't, like these names are insane. So let me see. Okay, they spelled it wrong here. It's actually Arezou. So these are the people that did the murder right here. They are Iranian loyalists, regime loyalists, who are killing opposition right now in Canada. And then this is from 1 hour ago. Let's take a listen to what Mark Carney has to say here.
Canada.
And I mean, like, this just seals the deal. This just seals the deal. Take a listen to this.
Canada supports the necessity of preventing Iran's nuclear program and exporting of any terrorism. Canada is not participating in the offensive operations of Israel and the United States and will not ever. Canada.
Okay, so there you have it. So they support getting rid of their nuclear abilities. They're not going to assist with anything, not that we would want their help anyway. And they're importing the actual people that we're trying to take out just north of us. Guys, I think it's time we talk seriously about what Canada is as a country and what we need to do to protect ourselves from it. Maybe we need a border wall in the north. That's something that I've always thought, but we're worried on the south end. But we've got these people moving in on the north end. Anyway, guys, that is what I got for you. Canada is cooked, and it's not going to get any better for those people until they eject from the country and become their own sovereign countries, which a few are about to do. Anyway, guys, till next time, you have a great day. Peace out.